Oh, no, we got back late last night.
No, I thought you had a meeting at the
I do,
library.
but I'm leaving here to go there. I've already let them know.
Oh, okay.
I,
I was like, I jacked up Phoebe's night completely.
it's, that meeting also starts at 6.
That's what they were.
But they moved the financial report down the agenda, so hopefully I'll make it in time. And my boss said if not, that's okay. She'll deal with it.
Oh, that's nice.
So, yeah.
Well, there you go.
Well, okay, yeah, that's better.
Can you hear us?
Yep.
Yeah, we hear you now. Evening, Lori. It's Isaac. So we haven't even gotten started really yet.
Okay.
Another minute or so. You said another? Okay. Just leave it alone. Yeah, I did. Last week. Is Janelle gonna make it? It's running a little late. I'll text. Just waiting another minute or two here. Okay, we'll get started. We did just have new speakers and all kinds of sound adjustments, so hopefully tonight we're spot on. It sounds good from here, so. We'll go ahead and get started. A special meeting of the City Council of Brookings, Oregon, Tuesday, January 16th at 6:01 p.m. We'll go ahead and stand, call to order. Oh, sorry. Stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, now, roll call.
Counselor Malmberg.
Here.
Counselor Pareda.
Here.
Counselor Martin.
Here.
Counselor Fulton. Here. Mayor Hodges.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. And then tonight, the meeting, we just really have one agenda item for agenda item D, council discussion regarding city manager's contract. So we can jump right into that. Open for discussion. I'll get started then. It's been a discussion that's been going on for quite a while, as most of you probably know, if you pay any attention to the news and our city council meetings. So I will just say, without digging into it too deep in this introduction, that tonight's meeting has come with a lot of deliberation and a lot of thought and a lot of input from many of you even. So we thank you for that and for all the patience that everyone's had with this larger issue regarding the city manager and employment with the city of Brookings. Does anyone have anything else to say? Okay, we can move right into, is there anyone that has a motion?
I would like to motion that we terminate City Manager Janelle Howard's employment immediately upon adjournment of this meeting.
Before I second, do you want to amend it for with cause or without cause?
Without cause.
I'll second that.
Call the question?
Counselor Martin.
Yes.
Counselor Fulton. Yes. Counselor Pereira.
Yes.
Counselor Malmberg.
Yes.
Mayor Hodges.
Yes.
The motion carries.
Okay. Following that, obviously that leaves a lot of questions. So we need to take some next steps for the city manager position for immediate replacement. And so I would like to discuss, at least for an immediate place in that seat, someone at the city that's been here as a head of a department as well as been here the longest. And I believe, I could be wrong, that would be the current police chief.
I know Lieutenant Dotson has been the longest serving employee, and I believe Chief McCray is the second longest serving city employee.
Could you get a little closer to the microphone? You gotta speak up.
So I think it's important that we appoint somebody tonight to be in charge of day-to-day operations, essentially a temporary pro tem until we find, until we get a contract with a pro tem for the up to 6-month period that the charter allows. So I think having somebody on the staff who already knows the department directors is the best course of action. And I think Chief McCray would be a good person to do that, to have acting city manager responsibilities until a pro tem is contracted by the council.
I tend to agree that I think it's advantageous to have somebody who's already on the city staff and has a familiarity with the workings of the city to step in and take on that role. And if Chief McCray is willing to step in and do that, I have full confidence that he'd be a good candidate.
I have a question for the attorney, for the city attorney. If we appointed a department head tonight as an acting city manager, do we need a contract? Do we need a new contract for that, or can we just, with a motion from the council, do that?
You can do that with just a motion from the council for tonight, and then I think we can just have discussion with who you appoint, Chief, as the next step for how that would look regarding pay and employment matters. But right now, the motion is adequate.
So what we would be doing is asking the city attorney to discuss sort of a short-term agreement with Chief McCray, and then to be active city manager for, again, a short term. And then I would also want to say that tomorrow, immediately, first thing in the morning, Counselor Martin, along with another counselor, and Chief McCray would meet with city staff and be able to, answer any questions and be available. So I don't know if I can put that all into one motion necessarily, but I'll put it out there and we'll see how it unfolds. But my motion would be to place the city police chief in the position of city manager on an interim basis. Of course, if he's agreeable to this, the city attorney is directed to discuss the terms of the short-term interim contract first thing tomorrow as well. Again, maybe it shouldn't be part of the motion, but that first thing in the morning, 2 counselors, one, I know Counselor Martin had previously said he would be available, along with the new city manager, meet with city staff.
I second.
Call the question?
Counselor Fulton,
Yes.
Counselor Prada,
Yes.
Counselor Malmberg,
Yes.
Counselor Martin,
Yes.
Mayor Hodges.
Yes.
The motion carries.
For some closing, probably homework and maybe further discussion, I would like to also ensure an immediate posting for the open city manager position, both as more of a long-term interim, I don't know if that mixes well, but someone to come in to allow the police chief to return to his duties as soon as possible. And then, so posting for that and review of applications for that immediately, and then to be further discussed and or decided upon on our scheduled meeting on Monday. And then that the long-term actual full-time position itself is posted immediately in the various locations that would be posted. And then, of course, those interviews and stuff would occur appropriately.
So first, when we contact the League of Oregon Cities and let them know that there's a position open, ask for guidance for letting people know about the pro tem position and the permanent position, correct?
Yeah, I think for sure, but that's a good start.
I agree, it's, the sooner the better. It's going to take some time to find the right person to fill this role, and being a very, rural county, and rural location, it makes it even more challenging to find the right person. So I think the sooner that we advertise that, the better, and the broader that the audience that we can advertise that to, the better as well.
I just want to be clear that, I know the police chief, as with all the other heads of the city departments, have a lot on their plate already. So assuming that everything works out like we're talking, I would like to get him to be able to move back into his regular position as soon as possible. And I really do believe that that would probably be another interim city manager until we can hire a full-time that has been fully vetted, et cetera. So, but all of those searches, if you will, if we can immediately reach out, and I'm happy to notify the League of Oregon Cities.
And then just for clarification for tomorrow, so I know you're not available tomorrow, but to meet with the staff, so 8 a.m. At City Hall. Is there another council member who would like to join that?
If nobody else is available, I could be.
I could be available at 8 for about an hour.
So we can only have 2 council members there.
Okay.
Do you wanna
so
go ahead and do
Go
that?
ahead. If you're available, go for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would love to be, but yeah, I can't. I guess before adjournment, any last statements, questions?
Yeah, I'd just like to, note that it's going to be a big challenge for the city to replace Janelle. I know Janelle to be a very hard worker and very dedicated to the city. I also know that there's, these other issues, and that's not really part of the discussion, but I did want to take a minute to recognize and appreciate all of Janelle's hard work that she has done in the time that she served with the city. I know that's been an extensive amount of time, and she's very dedicated and very hardworking, and it is going to be a challenge to find someone as dedicated and hardworking as Janelle.
Thank you.
I also just want to say that none of these decisions have been taken lightly. They have been weighed cautiously and carefully, and we hope that our city can move forward in a positive direction from here.
So I don't know how many meetings that I've attended regarding can you hear me? I can hear an echo, but since I took office last January, 24 meetings at least regarding the city manager position, lots of meetings in executive session, a large amount of the council's time. And there's a lot of things that the council's had to weigh in considering this issue. But most important for me is our responsibility to the voters. So the voters, the taxpayers of Brookings, have the ultimate say in how the city is operated. We have a great staff that works very hard. That this may create some difficulties for some of our staff members, but our ultimate responsibility is to the taxpayer, to the citizens of Brookings, and I think they spoke overwhelming in how they wanted, the direction they wanted to see the city take. So this is part of our responsibility our responsibility to the people of Brookings and to voters to carry out their will.
I'll just say that I want to thank the council for the very difficult deliberations. It is really hard to make these kinds of decisions regardless of what side of an aisle you are on or what your belief system is. And I also want to let the staff know that we support you. And yeah, it's going to be a challenge ahead. We will never take that lightly. But we know that you can all be a part of creating the Brookings that we want. And thanks, Janelle, for your work. I know you've been here a very long time doing the work for the people. And we just thank you and thank the staff very much for your patience as we move forward with this next process.
And I agree with everything that was said there, and I don't need to repeat it all. With Andy, and we've both literally our whole time on the council, which again is just barely over a year, have had this sort of hanging out there. Sometimes it was the highlight of meetings, sometimes it was in the background, but there's been a lot of time and energy put into this specific issue, and nothing was taken lightly, and I think it was deliberated to and from every angle, and this is the final outcome of that. But I agree with everything that was said and concur with what was said about Janelle as well, so thank you. And at that, I guess we'll adjourn tonight's meeting at 6:17.
Can we make any comment?
Not during this meeting.